You're listening to Listen to a Sun 969 exclusive to YouTube.
Oh, yes. And we were talking before about the year of
The horse.
The horse and the fire horse. And yesterday I kind of thought, well, you know, the world's always going through dramas, but particularly with Trump at the moment and things he's doing. And I thought, you know, horses, horseback, wars were fought on horses, and fire often has war. You know, there's always fire when people destroy things in war. They drop bombs and there's fire and stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought that was it. And, you know, sadly, the research that we did yesterday kind of confirmed that's part of a year of the fire horse. So we haven't got into that yet, but we can see already the moves being made by Trump and politicians and all these things going on. I mean, it's pretty crazy at the moment. The world's always unstable.
I feel like Trump is trying so hard to make a name for himself, like a legacy, that he's just going to destroy so much. Like, he wants to be the first to do this and the first to do that, and he wants to be in history books, and it's like, dude, you're destroying them.
Yeah. Like,
what are you doing? You can't just invade Greenland because you want to be a president who got another country. Yeah. Like, you can't just do that.
Well, I guess if you look at the way America was formed, I'm no historian, but I can tell you there's parts of America that were parts of Mexico at one point. You know, like California, for example, was part of Mexico.
New Mexico.
Yeah. So, you know,
I know.
It's been formed on the...
I get that, but I feel like
the whole country's
that
been formed
happened
that way.
so long ago.
Yeah, sure.
That we know better now. That's what I feel like. I feel like we know better now.
We're humans, and we're new humans, so we can make the same mistakes old humans make.
Yeah, I know, but when that was all happening, when Mexico and New Mexico and California and all that, when that was happening, it was like the Wild West. People were just arguing over land. It wasn't like it is now. Yeah. They were just going, well, there's more gold on that side of the line, so we're going to take it. It was the gold rush. It was the Wild West. They were just doing that. Whereas now, we have laws. we have, you know... You can't just do that. You can't just decide to do that.
There is international law, there's United Nations, all that sort of stuff. It's interesting you talk about gold. Have you heard the rumour that America's Fort Knox has very little gold and the quality of the gold that's in there is terrible? So, like, you know, they talk about America as that's their gold reserves are, you know, keep the country safe from everything. No. But I'm hearing that, you know, like it's, I don't know whether it's just the world that we live in, AI, fake news, whatever. But they're saying that the reserves of the gold there have dwindled. They try and tell you. It's almost like the fake gold bars are in there, you know. Like the gold they've got in there is of low quality. It's not high quality. It's not worth as much. So, you know, the US is all banking on this. The whole system is based on having Fort Knox and the gold. Yeah, right. And apparently there's not much in there. So, interesting times in America. And obviously we had the situation where Trump was trying to save all that money, and then he had the falling out with... what's his name? Yeah. From Tesla, you know, had the falling out with him over, you know, they were going to save hundreds of billions of dollars and end up saving a few million or something. Yeah. And then they had their falling out, their public spat. I mean, it's childish. It's amateur hour, isn't it, really? It really is. Yeah, it is such amateur. I tell you, though, something else that's kind of concerning locally, let's move it back to that because I know that our listeners like to think about Alice Springs. We had a train derailment in the last hour or so. And there's wild discussions on Facebook about quickly get to the shops, buy things, we're going to be out of food, we're going to be out of this. Completely inaccurate. I went along to Coles last night. And yeah, the water, people grabbing water like it was going out of fashion, but it's hot, so maybe that's why. But the rest, there's plenty of food in there. I know, but I think it's from past experience. The last few times I've had train derailments, Coles was empty. Yeah. And it's not always everything, obviously, because it's a whole supermarket, but it's specific things like fruit and veg and stuff. Like there's nothing. So I'd say because that's happened the last like 2 times there's been a train derailment. Well, I was expecting there to be a rush last night. There wasn't a rush. I went down to Coles. I was there at the end there was a usual 7 o'clock rush because I got there about 6:30, right? Usual 7 o'clock rush. One lady pulled in the car park at 7 o'clock and tried to go in there at 7:01, and then looked, they close at 7. Looked a bit upset. I'm like thinking, what are you thinking? They close at 7. And she was dawdling in the car park anyway. They don't. What are you thinking? Even at like 10 to 7, I'm pretty sure they don't. I saw a few people get in there as I was leaving it at 5 to 7. Oh, I've gone before trying to get in just before they shut at 7, needing like one thing. Yeah. And it's been like 10 to 7, and I've been turned away. They'll turn you away generally. Yeah. And Kmart does that too. Yeah. You know, but it's interesting because I know at Kmart they sometimes let people in. It depends who's there. Sometimes they let you in at at 1 minute to 7, and sometimes they won't let you in at 5 to 7.
Yeah.
So just depends who's on
Luck of the draw.
board, I reckon.
You know, honestly, once it's past like 5 o'clock, I just go to the local IGA.
Well, you know what? I think we talked about it. Maybe we didn't. I discovered just leading into Christmas. Actually, I don't think we would have talked about it because you and I had a bit of a break just before Christmas. And I discovered a couple of days before Christmas, because I was panic buying for Christmas, like we do. I don't know why we do it. We go, oh, it's going to be closed for a day. Let's quickly buy a month's worth of food because the shop's going to be closed for one day.
Yeah.
Well, I go into Flynn Drive, and I discover that Flynn Drive is open every day, including public holidays, until 9 p.m.
I was about to say that. So was Larapinta Supermarket. Like, heaps of them are open on Christmas Day.
So I was shocked when I saw that up there. Like, this was probably Christmas Eve, around 2 days before Christmas. I saw that, I was like, what am I worried about?
No, yeah, that's always been the case.
You pay maybe a little bit more than the big supermarkets. But
if you need something last minute, you can get it. And
I love the small supermarkets because they have different stuff there that you can't get at the other ones. You get some different Indian foods and things like that. Some veg, like there's dragon fruit at them sometimes, even like that. You know, you pay a lot for the dragon fruit, but you know, we're not lucky like Darwin's got markets. Yeah, we don't have markets here that do fresh fruit. Yeah, exactly. I would love to have some sort of business where we just bring down a truckload of fruit every week. It's ringing a bell, and they had something like that. Well, we have two shops that do Asian veg. No, this is like markets I'm talking about, like where they have like a fresh fruit and veg market. Yeah. So farmers market, you mean? Like no. It's like, so we've got the community garden, right? Yeah. And there's one where it's full of like fruit and veg and stuff, and they set up like the stall and they like sell it. And is that over in East Side? No. There's one in East Side, but there's a few. There's like 3 community gardens. Oh, is there? Yeah. Oh, you're teaching me here. Where are the other ones? Do you know? I'm not sure. I know one's out my way, but I'm not sure about the other one. Cool. But they also sell, even at, like at the Todmore markets. See, I haven't been in a while, so I'm not sure if it's even still there. Maybe it's a seasonal thing. But I know that the Todmore markets often have the fruit and veg stall as well. So I've never seen that there. But I think it might be seasonal. Now that's why I'm unsure. I've seen it heaps of times, but I'm like, when did I see it? Like, it might have been a long time ago. I can't remember. But yeah, they used to have stuff like that. Do you reckon there'd be a push, because obviously transportation is the biggest cost here. Darwin has a lot of fresh produce, right? And the guys all set up at Rapid Creek Market and Nightcliff and all those sort of places, markets every week. And do you reckon we could get a truck down here every week and people would buy it? I feel... No. You don't think it'd be too expensive? You don't reckon it would be? Like I'm talking maybe like a budget renter truck type thing. You know, the 4 or 5 ton truck. Yeah. But it has to be refrigerated, of course. Exactly, and with the petrol prices and stuff. Yeah, the diesel would be quite high. Do you think? But would there be enough demand for the stock inside it? Like if we brought down dragon fruits? We already have. We've already got what's it called? Completely blanked. Alice Fruit and Veg, like the wholesalers that do that. Where's that? I don't know, in the industrial area. Right. Can we go there as a public? I don't know. That's what I mean. I'm not too sure. But well, we're raising a lot of questions, but maybe tomorrow we might get some answers. I do know that they supply, because I often go there, which is why I know how they have good fresh fruit and veg. They supply the produce to Northside. Right, okay. And to other places, but I just know specifically they provide it to Northside. And if you ever want to look at some really nice looking fruit and veg, pop in there. Check out that nice. So they probably do it for a lot of the smaller supermarkets in town. Right, okay. But I'm just not sure, so I don't want to say it if I'm wrong. But I just know that they do it for that location. Well, I reckon there's my AI homework with Justin now. And actually, get onto that today. Northside, Flynn Drive, Eastside. Like, they're all Lira Tipper, so that it probably provides to all of them. Oh, well, I think you might be right. Because I wonder, the fruit is definitely different to Coles and Woolies. It looks good, hey? Yeah, it is much better. Yeah. And if you, like, for example, if you like purple sweet potato, which is very dense, so you don't need a lot of it, you can only get that over, from my knowledge, at Eastside. Well, there you go. Yeah. So it would be whatever they ordered, yeah. So it's from Alice Fruit and Veg. But I have a feeling Alice Fruit and Veg are like a wholesaler. But the prices are much higher in those supermarkets for that. They are. It's funny, like it's hit and miss. You can find some things in these independents, like, you know, there's the one on Milner Road too, that's Foodworks, I think. Yeah. And you'll find some things in there that are a little bit cheaper than Coles. Yeah. And then there's other things that are... It's really just hit and miss everywhere. It is, and you know, when people look at their prices, they have to factor so many things in it, especially being here. But do you think now, with this derailment, because it's actually caused trouble for trains going from Melbourne to Sydney to Perth and Melbourne to Adelaide and like this. I don't know where this train has derailed.
Yeah.
Do you reckon this is going to cause us any trouble for food and our supplies here?
How many days ago did it happen?
Yesterday, I think.
Maybe for a couple of days, but then it will be fixed pretty quickly.
Yeah. So I don't think we should be panicking, should we?
No, with the train, this isn't new. We've had this happen so many times.
Yeah.
Not specifically with the train derailment, but train issues, again, not coming, there being some type of hold-up, workers going on strike. Like, it has happened, like, in the 16 years I've been here.
Yeah.
This ain't the first rodeo. And it gets fixed pretty quickly.
Yeah.
In fact, I would say it was longer. A few years ago, there was a strike. That was longer, because that was like...
Strikes are different.
Yeah, that was like a week of nothing coming here. But with the derailment, they're working to fix it. It's like it's an accident. As soon as it's cleared, a new train's going to come through.
The tracks are all buckled. That's probably what caused it.
That's what I mean. So as soon as it's fixed, and they'll be working 24/7 to get it fixed.
Because we had one in Darwin.
It'll be fine.
After the cyclone, I was just leaving Darwin a few weeks before this happened, and up in Darwin they had all the shelves empty from fresh produce for about a week because you couldn't get anything up there because the roads were all around Tennant Creek were all destroyed from the ex-tropical cyclone.
Well, yeah. All right. Worst case scenario, they'll fly something in.
Oh, we'll get there. We'll come to your place. Have something to eat there.
No, thanks.
You can have noodles at my place. I've got plenty of tin cans of noodles at my place.
There you go.
All right.